like we'll be okay. Just gotta make sure you have just a little bit of paint on the brush and just kind of use the tip and not run the tip up the sides. Alright, that's good. Wash will take care of the rest. Get up underneath there, underneath the scabbard. Yeah, and this is starting to bleed up the side. Go away, yellow. What time is it? Almost 5 o'clock. I have to get some dinner here pretty soon. Alright, we're gonna use our Reichland, I think? Yeah, let's bust out some Reichland Flesh Shade for the pouch. Kind of run that back underneath there, under the side. Then I've got, I think this was like a camo shade. It was a mismarked thing of green. It was like Thraka green or something like that. But it's kind of like this kind of camo color wash. And I think it's perfect for doing kind of like ochres and kind of like army greens. So you can see, just as this is going on, it's like the perfect shade for, oh, I guess the paint wasn't dry in there. Soak that all up. Yeah. This is a case where I've got to be careful not to dip that shade down towards the yellow. Alright, that's good. So it's nice and shaded. Let's see what else we got. Need to do his hair. I think we're going to do kind of like a more brown color effect for his hair here, so I'm going to use that leather belt that I had. Definitely tone this down with some Agrax. Probably even some of that black that we've got, the secret weapon black. Because we want it to be tinted brown, but not be like full-blown go crazy kind of brown. Because this guy's supposed to be of Native American descent, and at least that was the triad of skin tones that I was using. So we'll see how well it turns up once all of them is painted. I think it's going to turn out okay. I had concerns because he was looking a little too peachy, but I think that was just because not a whole lot of the rest of the model was painted, and it was just basically like all you could see was his skin. You know, like, well, you're gonna have straps here, you're gonna have some jewelry there, you're gonna have this whole piece covered, you're gonna have some jewelry, he's gonna have his sunglasses painted, and I think that'll help just kind of clear up some of these misconceptions that I had for, or not misconceptions, it's just maybe doubts about whether or not this skin shade was the right kind of tone and the right color for what I was going for. I might do a real quick glaze over him at the very end, for his skin, to kind of give him more of a ochre color. Not ochre, maybe more like an orange bronze color. I don't know, we'll see. Looks like right there, I didn't get his skin. I'll have to fix that. I might be able to just shade that and have it turn out okay. Alright, we're gonna hit that back pouch a little, just one more time with the green shade. Make sure get that down into the recesses and get nice coverage of it, because I don't want to have to deal with not having darker recesses. My painting space is slowly getting overtaken by paint bottles. I'm just coming back in with a little bit of that yellow snow. Just kind of working some orange back into the recesses there. Let's see, what can we do? We're going to shade brown will probably shade the wood stock at the same time. There's a little too much shade on that area. That's fine. We'll work it down before it dries, hopefully. Yep. Just noticed we hit the side of his arm there. So I have to fix that real quick before it dries. And I'm just going to run a little bit of shade across these straps and kind of in between his skin and the strap, just to kind of lessen the transition there between those two colors. Across the front here. Alright, cool. Sorry, I'm bonking the mic. Let's bust out a nice green for this this motherboard. So we use Vallejo Panzer Aces. These are Splinter Blotches 1. It's kind of like a nice, not quite arc green, but it actually almost looks like the green that would be on like a piece of, you know, plastic that comes from like a computer. Not quite minty, not quite pure grass green, but like a it's like the perfect color for kind of like motherboard technology kind of stuff. We'll do some black and silver on that as well to make it look like that was intense. Wasn't expecting that. Yeah, so make it look kind of like some, you know, microchips or transistors or something. Oh, but it's like these dudes are so scavengy that they're just pulling like pieces of computers apart, and it's like, yeah, I can make that into a chest plate. Why not? Nothing says that plastic and some microchips won't stop a bullet or a ray gun or anything like that. So let that dry. We need a good jade color. Do I have? I've got this spruce green, and maybe I can wash it with something. Fine. Actually, you know what? I think that's pretty darn close. This is it's a Reaper HD paint. It's a spruce green. So we're gonna use that on the couple beads here on his arm. Oh, that's actually almost a perfect turquoise kind of. Yeah, it's not jade, it's turquoise. That's what I was trying to go for. What I'm talking about. I have to find a color to shade this with that's gonna not be a complete total contrast against the skin. I might get like a purple. Not sure. Go ahead and base coat this animal skull here. Beige, just like how we did the skulls on that other guy. Bit of a stroke there. Taking a little bit of that Agrax and running it across the wood grain here, just to kind of darken that up a bit. Alright, so we got, we need to have a green tint. I think, where is my... This is Coelia Green Shade. I picked this up to do some orcs. This is a nice kind of dark green shade. I think this will work fine for shading the... Oh, this actually might work for the beads as well. We'll use this to shade the... what do you call it? The motherboard here. Got a little bit too much down in there, so I'm just going to kind of pull it out. Like that. I'm going to try and just run a little bit kind of in between his arm. I'm not worried about getting it on the beige there. I'll repaint that. Get a little bit more. This is a case where you can always add more shade, but you can't ever take it away once it's down. So I'd rather have less shade on the first pass and do a second coat than have too much the first time through and be like, well, crap, I'm never gonna get that. Never gonna get that fixed again. Just need a little bit right there. Right there. There we go. Perfect. So now what we can do is we can rebase coat with the that spruce green. That. 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 Had a little bit of a misstroke there. So what I'll do is see if that's still wet. Kind of pull the paint out with a dry brush. That'll fix that. And so I'm going to take that spruce green and I'm going to mix just a little bit of white in with it. About a 50-50 mix. And then just do like a little kind of a dot. Just like that. Now we'll come back in with that that green that we originally painted on the motherboard here. Just kind of hit the edges. Kind of hit this middle area here. Nothing super fancy, just enough to kind of bring a little bit of that green back out so it's not as dark anymore. That'll work there. Let's see, we're going to take some white. Run it there, there, and there. Sky white as well. I'm going to take this dark kind of medium gray that we had. Run it there, top of that. Get the buttons there, that as well. Alright, so we got some color going on here. Trouble making orange paint. Coming out pink every single time with every ratio of drops I try. What brand of orange paint are you using? Just out of curiosity, who's the manufacturer for it? Like GW, is it Reaper, is it Vallejo, Army Painter? If it's a case of it's coming out a different color, you probably just need to give it a really, really good shake. And you might want to add some sort of adjutant to it, like a little stainless steel, fishing lure weight or something like that, to help kind of shake the paint up, because it might be a case that the paint is like solid down at the bottom. It's just not getting a good chance to get shaken up. It's coming out pink. That might be a case of it's a defective batch of paint. You might have to return it and try again.